It looks like HHS Secretary Kathleen Sebelius was right about one thing.
Convicted felon could be a navigator and could acquire sensitive personal information from an individual unbeknownst to them.
That is possible.
Turns out dozens of Obamacare navigators in the state of New Mexico turned up in a federal crime database. How do you like that? And how did that happen? And is that going on maybe in your state with your exchange? The National Review's Jillian K. Melcher joins us. Nice to see you, Jillian.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
All right, so what's the story? What happened?
All right, so in New Mexico, about 1 in 7 of the navigators actually popped up in the FBI's criminal database. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they have a criminal conviction. It can include things like arrest records, other stuff like that. But it does raise some serious questions about who's handling your really personal, confidential data. And I think there's a lot more questions to be had state by state.
All right, in terms of the ones in New Mexico, did you identify, sort of out of curiosity, what types of crimes these are for those, whether they were arrested, found guilty, or even arrested and found not guilty?
You know, I couldn't find out the conviction data, but I think the charges speak for themselves. You've got about 8 domestic violence charges. You've got 2 larceny charges, 2 child abuse charges. A lot of very sort of disconcerting things, particularly when you consider that the navigators are going to be working with a vulnerable population.
Is this just New Mexico, or have you had a chance to look at other states?
Well, I'm looking at a lot of different states with a state-based exchange. And National Review is actually suing in Nevada right now. Nevada's withholding these records out of, among other things, a consumer protection clause is what they're citing in the law. Their public information officer ended up hanging up on me because he was so upset that I was asking these questions. So I really hope we get these records. I mean, I think it's within the public interest to know who's handling their data, and I don't see protecting the privacy of navigators who might be felons over protecting the privacy of the public.
Well, what I don't get, like just from what you said, I haven't looked at the law, but consumer protection wouldn't be designed there to protect the navigator. Consumer protection would to protect the consumers. Certainly the identity of the navigators and putting them against a database doesn't, would be to protect the consumers, oddly enough.
Yeah, I think you're right. And one other interesting thing, at least New Mexico does background checks. In Massachusetts, no background checks. It's not a federal requirement. Other states delegate it to the navigator organizations to do the background checks. Do we really know that due diligence is going on here? I don't think we do.
Jillian, thank you.
Thank you.